Happy Friday, everyone. It is a hot and humid day, which is why I waited so late in the evening to even come out. Okay, so what today's video is about, YouTube user Rob commented in, and he was discussing a fuel filter in his '85 Ford truck. He said that he wasn't hardly able to get the bowl off of it. I think that's what he's talking about. Anyway, he said he couldn't hardly get an oil filter wrench on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss some of the tools I use to get this off with. There's a couple of things that you can use, and I'm also going to go over the fuel filter part numbers that you will need to service this. And I actually have a new unused switching valve or fuel reservoir to show you on hand. Okay, so, and my understanding also, I don't know a whole lot about it. I read this in a forum here, I don't know, a week or so back. Someone was talking about it, and that person had said that Ford had serviced these and they'd replaced them with a different type reservoir and with a metal type fuel filter. I guess what they're saying, they replaced it with the type that accepts the FG 872. No, not the FG 800A. Yes. The 872 looks almost just like it, but the ends are a little bit longer. The 872 has the little ends that's about that long, and the 872 has the end that's about that long, where it accepts a different type of connectors. Okay, so yeah, that's what he's talking about. So anyway, let's get into that, and I'll show you tools I use to get these off with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get underneath the truck and get dirty. Okay, so here we are underneath my 86 F-150. It's a four-wheel drive, so I do not know if two-wheel drives will have this shield or not. In fact, I've never worked on a two-wheel drive. I've never serviced a fuel filter in a two-wheel drive, so I don't know. But there is one bolt right here. You see that on camera, on the frame. And there's two on the side that holds the shield on. Then you need to get that out of the way. Once you do that, you've got access to the fuel bowl itself. There are also two bolts at the top where the frame is just underneath the floorboard. And you'll need to get those off too. Alright, so we're going to try to get this off. This had a different bolt. This had a nut made into the actual shield at the time. But it broke, and I drilled it out, and the nut that was welded came loose. So now it's just in with a nut and a bolt. And still didn't want to give up. Oh, there we go. I know you can't see me turning this bolt, but that's what was in it. 5/16 by 18, and the nut fell. I actually replaced it with a shoulder nut. Yeah, we do the ones on the side. I thought they were 8mm. They're larger than that. They are 10mm. And 1/4" drive shouldn't be anything more than what you need. A shallow 10mm on a 1/4" drive should do the trick. You see that there is sufficient room to access the bolts. There's one. That one might, let's see here. There we go. That one was a little tighter. And there's two. That should be all the bolts that holds that shield in. Okay, with the bolts out, now the shield just come right on out of the way. Now you have room to get access to the fuel filter. It is a tight fit, but it can be done. And also, okay, I think I told you wrong. Yeah, the bolts on the side of the frame hold that in. Okay, so the shield just has the 2 bolts on top of the frame and on the bottom. Okay, so that was a mistake that I've made. You can tell I don't work on these very much. But anyway, while the fuel filter is off, you might be able to need it to be actually able to pull it, you know, off to the side or something if you need to. But, you know, you just put the oil filter wrench on it, and you should have enough room to get it up there, get around it, and be able to get a grip on it. Or you should be able to take the oil filter pliers. And this one has a little bit of a leak to it. I actually need to replace this. You know, get into it like that, or try to grab onto it like that. Once you broke it loose, you do have enough room that you can get in there. And be careful, because gas is going to run everywhere when it breaks loose. And there's nothing that you can do to stop that. Just be sure to put you some newspapers or some drain pans down, anything to catch all this. Because it's going to go everywhere. And of course, you know, you put your new fuel filter in like I mentioned earlier. And when you get done, you know, you just put all your bolts back in and you should be done. Okay, here we have a genuine article. This is a fuel reservoir for a single tank truck, which I ordered it. They sent me the wrong one, and so that was how I wound up with this one. So anyway, in order to get this bowl off, you can use an oil filter wrench such as this, and just slide it on. You'll need a bigger one than this one probably, because you'll want to grab onto it right around this base. That's the best surface. Or you can get a smaller one. You'd be all right, and grab it around the bottom part of it. And once you've got a grip on it, just grab it and just pull on it a little bit. It shouldn't be really tight, and you can once it's broke loose, it just turns and comes off. Or you can use like a pair of oil filter pliers. Now I really like these, and I bought these off the Mac Tools truck. You know, you can get a grip on it such as that, or if you're in a tight area, you can grip on it like that. When you just get just a snug grip on it, don't grip on it super tight, because if you do, you'll crack the bowl, then you'll have to replace the whole reservoir, because that's the only way that you can get it. And once you've got a grip on it, just grab it and just pull it a little bit, and it should break loose. Just keep pulling at it, but don't grip super tight, like I said, because you'll break that. And once it comes loose, you can just grab it and turn it. Now in the bottom, there is now in the top of this, there is a captured O-ring. It's got a small land here in the top, and it's got an O-ring. The new filter will come with the O-ring, and it just lays in. Once you start it, you know, you get it started, and it just threads on 4 or 5 turns or something like that. And the new filter has a rubber seat in it, and it snaps in. There's a capture inside here, and it just snaps into place, so it'll stay centered as you thread it in. Okay, so another vital question that I get asked is, what type and what part number filter do I need? Okay, now this is a cartridge type filter. It's not like most of the fuel filters that you put on most of the trucks. Most of them have the canister type. It's in a metal can. Comes with 2 clips, or sometimes they use the quick connect. But this is not like that. It's a cartridge. Kind of like an oil filter that's had the housing cut off of it. But the part numbers that you'll need for the most popular ones anyway, you will need a Wix part number 33268, Motorcraft FG 855, a Hastings GF 115, and a Fram CG 3862. And I'll go ahead and repeat those part numbers will be on display in the video. And those now there's some other odd brands. I looked around on Rock Auto, and there was some ultra cheap brands, and I didn't even fool with those. Those are probably going to be the best ones to go with. So anyway, so I hope this kind of made a little bit of progress. I hope this helps you be able to get your your fuel filter off better anyway. If you have any more questions, just go ahead and comment or send me a message. Wait, they've disabled messages. Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and send me in a comment, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Anyway, it's Friday, so I think several of you all probably have some weekend projects going. I have a few going on myself, a yard to mow, some other things. And hopefully it's not too hot where you're at, and hopefully you're able to stay comfortable if you are too hot. So anyway, hope you all have a good weekend, and thanks for watching.